Hello and welcome to LowerBitrate the podcast, episode 22.
Hello, welcome everybody.
Hopefully, we're all recovering from our, what is it now, 30 plus day 420 celebration.
Yes. I know every day is 420, honestly. I
Yep.
was like, hey.
Yeah, by the way, we're recording on the 22nd of April, 22nd episode on the 22nd day of our Lord and Savior, April. Lit.
Hail Satan.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for rating, commenting. Appreciated it.
We really appreciate the feedback as well. Always nice to hear what you guys think. And especially because I feel like I say a lot of stupid shit. So thanks for listening.
Yes. Quick PSA. Do not play Valve games right now. Bad. Big bad.
Yeah, no Steam.
Well, that remains to be seen. I think you can still use Steam. And anybody that uses their source code for their engine or whatever, bad. Don't use it.
Okay.
The main games I would believe are like Half-Life, but I don't think Half-Life has multiplayer. I might be wrong. Never played it. Crucify me. But TF2, Team Fortress 2, and CS:GO and Portal as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's multiplayer on that. Man, Steam, what are you doing? They don't have good security, it feels like.
Yeah, and then especially since most people are home, so the extra, repressed virgins that have computer skill are home as well. So, yeah, don't play those games. Play Overwatch instead, and try to, suck Riot's toes to get a Valorant key. If you want to play CS:GO. That was my PSA. Just don't want anybody to get got. So, how was your week?
It was all right. I don't know. I just lazed around and played Animal Crossing as usual. Like, watched just watching Netflix, still watching the same shows. Yeah, nothing very exciting to report. What about you?
Same shit, different day. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, nothing of note. More Animal Crossing this week. Less Path of Exile. But I have played a little bit just to, like, break things up. That game has shifted, Path of Exile, to this certain, like, everyone, like 40 or 50% of the player base is playing this one build. Because it's absolutely fucking busted. And I'm just like, I don't really care. Other than that, it's been Animal Crossing. I finally got off the patch where I could dupe the Nintendo Switch over and over again. I settled upon.
Welcome to the present.
Yeah, me and Tom Nook had a settlement agreement. I think 15 million bells was the thing. And to be honest with you, that's like overkill because I've bought everything I've wanted and I haven't even made a dent. And I've given people like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bells.
Yeah. So why fully upgrade your home? Like, I toured your house and I was like, geez, there's a basement, there's a like loft upstairs, like a bigger room, which is cool. And then off the main room, there's 3 rooms, right? So that's 5.
6 technically if the main room.
The like entrance. So I guess if you're trying to build this like giant mansion, like I've seen people recreate Hogwarts, with all the different houses. Each room is a different house. So, but if I'm just a casual player where I have, my little trinkets in the main room and then literally one room with a bidet, but no toilet because they gave me a bidet, but no toilet. And I was like, doing things backwards in my opinion here. And then I have the side room where I just put some art. And then I have the one room with squids. So I'm like, what's the point of having more than that?
There's no point, to be honest with you. I guess, like, there's more opportunity for your like decorations. You know how you get that home score or whatever.
Okay.
So maybe there's like some tiers or whatever, but definitely don't rush that shit for the house. I mean, it costs like 7 point something million when
Mm,
it's all said and done. For everything. Uh, but I think that's better to do in like steps, you know,
hmm.
rather than do it all at once, because then you get overwhelmed.
Yeah, the house was so big. Um, does what does Tom Nook give you for fully upgrading your house? Anything?
I think you could change it without paying,
Mm, okay.
but other than that, no. He just kind of like fucks off.
I wish there were more house designs to choose from. Like more doors, more colors. Like I just have this you can't change the trim or at least not yet. I don't know. So I just have this white and orange house. So I was like what am I supposed to match with that?
You
Looks like a
can
candy corn.
you can change it every time you upgrade your house,
Oh, okay.
but you would have to like tell him what kind of roof. I think there's an option to change like what your house looks like. So I think mine's was like what like blue and like black or something.
Yeah, it must be a later upgrade because all I can do is change the roof and the door and the mailbox right now.
Yeah, so I think the body of the house is a little bit later.
Okay, so that's why you upgrade to get rid of the candy corn house.
I don't think I ever had a candy corn house.
Mine's just white and orange. I don't like it. And so I put a black roof on it. It looks a little sharper. Black
Yeah, it's fun
door.
though. I mean, the online is a little bit weird. Like, I don't like
Mm.
how it tells you that someone's loading in.
Yeah, you have to freeze everything.
Yeah, I don't like that. When somebody leaves, you have to like end the conversation.
Mm.
Or
You
if you're
also
like,
can't do like certain purchases or decorations while people are there.
yeah, that's kind of lame. But I mean, it's a kids game. What can you expect? But I did get a
Yeah, there
friend.
are some things that are for kids that are annoying. Like all the dialogue is really simple. The animals are very simple looking. I wish they were more detailed
Oh, I got
or
a
just,
dog that's like a mummy because he keeps on fucking hurting himself.
and his name is Lucky.
Yeah, you have him there too?
No, I met him on your island.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah,
I
he's
was
like a
like, what the
mummy.
hell? I was like, Lucky, who did this to you? Only
He's
one eye is showing
yes.
and it's glowing.
Yeah, he I think he's the coolest one that I have on my island. The rest of them are like old women. And then I think I have a duck. Then I have cat. I think Scoot is the duck.
Yeah, your duck. I was like, why is he wearing a jock strap on his head? And then I realized I think it's a like kind of polo bathing cap, like a swim cap.
Yeah, speaking of him, he had the Rona, so I had to give him some medicine.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Yeah. My one animal, I think the baboon got sick. And then the kangaroo keeps getting fleas over and over again. It's like, you dirty, dirty hoe. What are you doing? Where you keep getting fleas. What's
Yeah.
weird too is she has a baby kangaroo in her front pouch and they dress and look the exact same and also blink at the same time. Like it's freaky. It's like she has a second head. It's not a baby.
Wow.
Yeah,
What's
my
that
animals are weird.
shit? There's an Arnold an old Arnold movie that has something like that. Is it Total Recall?
Mm,
That someone
I
has
don't
like a
know.
little like a stomach version of themselves? Shit.
Oh, I don't remember.
I want to say it's Total Recall.
Makes me think of Krang from TMNT.
It's very Krang like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Okay, random question. Is Krang just high thoughts here? Krang is one of my favorites. So is Krang brain or an intestine? Because he could be like the intestines where he's located.
Huh.
And he's got those little like, you know, intestine like extra tunnels coming off.
What did you think about the 2016 Krang? The
Mm,
the TMNT 2
I
movie.
don't know. I don't think I saw it.
What?
Yeah, what was they doing? Let's pull up a picture.
That's definitely nightmare fuel Krang though.
Oh, maybe
He's
that's why
not
I didn't see it.
he's not cute Krang.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he looks like intestines to me. Anyway, just high thoughts. Never mind. Moving right along. So, two more weird things in Animal Crossing I have encountered this week. Mole crickets are very hard to catch, but I finally got one. And then my cow, I thought, was doing naked yoga last night in the middle of the square. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? But so I took screenshots, of course. This is Patty, who I've already complained about that she dresses inappropriately. And then I realized looking closer at the pictures because it was dark, she had a maroon shirt on. And so it looked like she was naked. It's just weird.
Wearing a bodysuit.
Second, yeah, I was like, can you not wear flesh colored clothing? Thanks. It's weird. And then have you encountered the wisp, the spirit yet?
I saw him once. He told me to collect some shit. Forgot about it. And I saw him again, but I didn't speak to him.
You have to help him like 10 times and then he'll give you something and then so on and so forth. He's like Gulliver. So I helped him out.
Yeah, Gulliver can kiss my ass. He can do whatever he wants. Talk about find my
I
phone.
lost my mind. Like when Gulliver, these like random encounters happen, Gulliver washes up on your beach over and over. And then because I was like, why is there a dead bird on my beach just face down in the sand? And then I lost my mind last night. I started yelling because of the ghost. It was in my like second tier up in the woods. I was like, King Boo! But then his face is not King Boo. I thought it was, was yelling. I thought it was going to bite me. I don't know.
That's
I
the
didn't know
first
what was
time
going to
you
happen.
encountered him?
Mm-hmm.
He seems
I
to
guess
only
I
pop up
don't.
at night.
Yeah, I don't play very much at night. I was going to bed really early. I think it was just from stress. But I started going to bed later and thus playing Animal Crossing in the evening. And so night encounters are occurring.
Yeah, I
Any
time travel.
advice?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Any advice on how to get star fragments?
I'm not there yet.
Okay. You got to talk to Celeste at night. She's probably wandering around. You haven't found her yet.
Yeah, I usually just do the shit that I need to do and then skip to the next day. I'm just trying to like get all the stuff that I need so that I could like make the island look good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start doing like the dirt paths and the cobblestones and all that kind
Cool.
of stuff. And then I don't know. I have an idea of trying to making like the island look like Hyrule Castle
Mm-hmm.
or like just Hyrule, but Hyrule's too big, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe some like variation. I've had a
Mm-hmm.
couple of ideas, but I don't really know
Or like a
yet.
town,
Yeah, something like that.
like
Uh,
Kakariko Village.
yeah. I don't know. I'm undecided, but I still have to make it look cool. I also thought about doing like a futuristic type thing. I've seen some like tile sets or whatever that people put online, but I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, I now have a Pepe the Frog shirt, or I could put it different places. And then I have this cute duck hat, and I have this toad portrait I love. Yeah, finding I was scanning Reddit to find designs, and sometimes things will pop up on Twitter, but I like it.
Yeah, I do like that. And then have you seen the new update? I guess they call it the
Mm-hmm.
Earth update.
Yeah, I'm
Is that supposed to be
excited.
today?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be a big update. They're doing such a good job with this game. Like almost too much.
Right. My friend Bobby, I peer pressured him into getting the game.
Mm-hmm. I've been trying to do that with one of my friends that has a Switch. I was like, I'll like sit outside your window. We could do co-op. It would be so fun. I'm just
Um,
dying to play this game with someone.
yeah, he's not the type for one of these games. At
He
least
didn't like it?
initially. No. Initially, like he's not the type. See, I don't care. I'll buy something if I think it's gonna be cool, or I'll buy it to try it out, or I'll buy it to shit
Mhm.
on it. Right? Money like doesn't mean anything to me.
Especially Nintendo releases.
Right. So his
Yeah.
thing was like, oh, I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale, and then I was like, it's not gonna go on sale anytime soon. There's a
Mm-hmm.
first party Nintendo title that's like super hyped.
It has more sales than their other releases combined, I read.
Yeah. A lot of
And
people love
that's
this
even
game.
with shortages, like people not being able to get physical things.
Yes, I mean, I'm teetering with the idea of keeping the Switch, but then like also can't pass up $750 for it.
Shit, I wish I could get a Switch Lite. I've been thinking about it just so I can play in bed because I do that for hours. I mean, I don't have anything else to do. So instead of breaking my wrists, we're dealing with this like wonky screen sliding all over the place.
What you can get, you can get one of those. They do it for tablets, but it's like a little neck thing, like Google bed neck tablet holder or some shit like that.
Yeah, but that's so close to my face, right? Like,
Yeah, it would be the same thing with the Switch, the Switch Lite.
okay.
It's an option because
Yeah.
Switch Lights are hard to come by right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Well, my friend, Rick Loves Bacon, he's a streamer friend. Go give him a follow. He just got a Switch and Animal Crossing physical copies. He said he just had in the morning, just had to keep hitting refresh on retail sites. So I'll have to ask him where he got it. But he was able to get one.
Yeah, they happen, but the problem with the Switches right now is they're encountering the resellers. This is very common in other industries like, Funko
Mhm.
Pops and sneakers. If anybody has ever tried to buy a pair of semi-hype sneakers, you know about these people. They use bots to
Yeah.
buy these things automatically.
Yeah.
Um,
For reselling.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, easy $200. Of course, they're gonna use bots to buy them, and
Yeah.
it's almost virtually impossible to get them. It is possible, but it's almost impossible to get them right now because they have restock alerts. So
Mm,
every time that it'll restock, their bot will literally try to buy it automatically. They don't have to do anything. Um, Fuck those people. One, and
yeah.
yeah, that's just the reality. But if you can't get it, try your hardest.
Try your hardest to get it
Yes,
or try your hardest after you get it. Oh.
both.
How much is a Switch Lite supposed to retail for? $199?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I really think they're super cute.
Yeah, there's only one by Target. There's only one Switch Lite, which is the yellow one, which I would argue is the worst. Oh no, there's the gray one too.
You think the gray and the yellow are the worst?
No, I think the yellow one is the worst color, but they have that one, and then they have the gray one.
The coral on websites looks like a bubblegum or Pepto pink, but then in other photos, like it looks more coral. It's confusing to me. It's not a true coral, in my opinion. Anyway,
Oh, they look definitely different from when you see them, especially the gray one.
yeah,
Uh,
it really looks like a Pepto pink. Anyway, yeah, I would. Hey, if anybody sees a Switch Lite at retail, let me know. I'm interested.
so any
So,
cool things you saw from the update? Any things you're excited
uh,
for?
Remind me again, there were 4 things.
Oh, I have no idea.
Let's see.
Bushes?
Yes, that's right. A shrubbery. Yeah, and they're not calling it bushes, they're calling it shrubs. But I was like, yeah, more bush. This is a children's game. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Low key though, it's gonna piss people off because they're gonna have to like readjust
I had
their
that thought
island.
too. Yeah.
Like,
People have these like amazing design, like really perfectly symmetrical like gardens with their certain plants. Yeah.
this
You can
game is
buy
cool
flower
though.
seeds. And it's going to be a sloth. Yeah, I'm most excited about a sloth showing up on my island, I think.
Yeah, the patch isn't out yet, so I can't fast forward to it. To the sloth, I've been through like I think like 6 days in the past like I don't know hour or two.
Mhm.
Yeah, but this game like if you, I find personally like if you, for me at least, if you skip ahead and the time in game is not the same time um as like IRL, the
Mhm.
time goes like that. Like
Yeah.
hours. Hours get sucked. You have 90 hours in this game, you know that, right?
I do?
You have 90 plus hours, yeah.
Okay, some of that though is because I was selling turnips and I left my gates open all day for friends and strangers.
Okay. 85.
Okay, there's going to be International Museum Day, which goes along with the new merchant Crazy Red. He's going to sell artwork and have a boat. Kind of reminds me of Beetle. And then there's going to be wedding season.
Perfect
Like,
segue.
are people going to be running around? I know it made me think of something else, but are people going to be running around like in wedding dresses? Like,
I'm all
yeah,
for it.
not really.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, like, let's not kid ourselves, right? Like, kids say who's playing this game? Kids that like are 8 plus, 8 to like 16, probably the most popular demographic.
And you think they'll be into brides and grooms and wedding season? I mean, I hope the deco is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna put anything past them, but they know more than they let on. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, getting married in game is not the worst thing they could do. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just like numb to it. I don't really care.
Yeah, it's so innocent. But I'm just like, we just had this amazing cherry blossom event, and even the eggs were like the Easter event was fine, because they were both really kawaii. I would say like really cute with pastels and rainbow colors. Um, I liked it a lot. Like there were a lot of cool things you could decorate your house with. Um, just limited edition seasonal stuff.
I think the
I
wedding
liked it.
stuff is going to be tied to Mayfair, right?
Uh, Probably. It's just I don't know. It's coming in May, I guess.
Probably Mayfair. But interesting
Nature
enough,
Day. That's
people.
coming too.
So everybody's in. Well, I would hope most of the people are in quarantine, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
self isolation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a single fuck boy. That that hasn't changed. However, on a whim, last week or so, I
Mm-hmm.
decided let me see how the online dating game has changed. I made my account as I usually do every so often, and to my surprise, there are people on here. Obviously, you can't go out with someone, right? That's like a no go. Where are you gonna
Mm-hmm.
go anyway? To the grocery store, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would not put my life in jeopardy kissing someone's dirty mouth. So people have resorted to Animal Crossing dates.
Yep.
I thought it was fucking hilarious. I was dying, but
Mm-hmm.
then on my profile, I did 2 things. 3 things. I put what kind of fruit that I actually had Animal Crossing, and I'm down for Animal Crossing dates. 1. 2, I put what fruit grows on my island. 3, I put some eggs. Some fucking lying turnip price. Like 700 plus. And the messages were fucking rolling in.
Yeah.
I guess like people who you would assume that they're out of my league, right? That's like a very subjective thing, but I would assume that we would have nothing in common or whatever the case may be. Messaging me, hey, can I get those turnip prices? Like, you would have never spoken to me beforehand. I've
Yeah,
been on
so they were sliding into your DMs.
yeah, for the turnips.
Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Yes. I've been on a couple of them, and they're kind of like just innocent little things or whatever. You're still playing the game while you could use the app, which this is the first time I've ever used the Nintendo app, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I didn't realize messaging is easier there. I was wondering how my friends were, banging these messages out so fast on this dumb Switch keyboard. I was like, well,
yeah,
that's
please
how.
use the app if you plan on talking in a game. I have not used the voice thing yet. I wouldn't want to be honest with you. I'd rather use Discord, but
Yeah, for sure. Discord is the way to go.
yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's taking this like serious. Maybe there might be some people that are, but me personally, no. It's just a fun little thing. And I realized that. Then they realized that my turnip prices were bullshit.
Well, did anything come of it? I mean,
Nothing. Nothing really. They're still on my friends list or whatever, but I mean, online dating's like that anyway. Especially in our year 2020.
yeah.
Fucking weird time to be single. Very weird. I just thought that was funny. I don't really care. No relationships for me.
You didn't even get any friend requests?
Oh yeah, I did. Like maybe like 4 or 5 of them.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Best friend them in game and, send them something weird in the mail.
I send people doctor's masks.
That's thoughtful. I just made pear hats. I'm probably going to send those to my friends. Oops, spoiler.
Anything else about Animal Crossing?
Oh, my life is Animal Crossing. No, I don't need to say more. Not at this point in time.
Okay. So next on the chopping block, Mario Maker 2 has a final update, which I was like, damn, that seems like too not long, like not long of like from release to now, where you say it's gonna be a final update. But then again, I thought about it and I was like, yeah, Mario's a finite thing, huh? There's not much you could put in the game after you put in everything, right?
Yeah, they'll move on from that IP,
I don't know anything about the game because I only played like 5 minutes of it. So.
Yeah, I haven't played Mario Maker 2, but I have the first one. And I tried level building a couple times and I was like, yeah, don't have the patience for this. ADD. And then moved on to trying to play levels and I was like, yeah, some of this is fun, but I don't know. I'll just go play a Mario. I have many of them. I have all of them.
Most of the levels, people just want to be assholes, make you frustrated.
Which I understand. There's a community built around it, very talented players, and I'm just like, it's not for me. I enjoy watching people stream it. Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Next, SpongeBob.
Oh, I'm excited about this game coming out in June. I saw it because of a Steam ad. I didn't know it was a remaster, but it's called SpongeBob Rehydrated. Something about Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Yeah, and I thought that just was they were saying, "Hey, SpongeBob was dry. Don't worry, now he's moist." But no, that means it's a remaster. My bad.
Yeah, this game is widely regarded as one of the best shows, video game, cartoon video game, whatever the case may be. A lot of people are hyped for this.
I'm hyped for this.
How hyped though?
Pretty hyped. I mean, it looks like there's co-op, and it just looks like a lot of fun. It kind of reminded me of Mario Galaxy, or maybe a Conkers. But I'm excited.
Are you $300 collector's edition type?
Yike! No, I never buy collector's editions.
Huh.
Unless I bought Hollow Knight from Limited Run Games, but that wasn't, put out by Cherry Games.
So this one, so they have two collector's edition. One is for $150.
Okay.
SpongeBob figurine, 8 inches with a golden spatula and a flexible tongue. Wall stickers, 6 lithographs, and then you get SpongeBob themed tennis socks, which is dope. But I'm pretty sure you can probably get those anywhere. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then they have a $300 version, which I think is the most expensive collector's version I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Same SpongeBob shit. You got a Patrick and a Sandy figurine, set of tiki key rings, wall stickers, the same socks, and the lithographs. That is not worth $300.
Mm-mm. I mean, I guess if there's going to be truly like limited editions of it, collectors will get it. But yeah, I'm trying to look right now on Amazon the difference between standard FUN edition and shiny edition, but it does not describe them.
Yeah, the shiny one is the 150, and the fun one is the big boy.
Yeah, the 300.
Where are you gonna get this? Are you gonna get this on PC or are you gonna get this on Switch?
Oh, good question. I might just get it on Switch so I can play it out on my TV.
Huh.
Instead of like try to do co-op in my stream room. I don't know. And then I could stream it off Switch too. No problemo.
Yeah,
If
I
I
mean,
like a game enough, I'll get it on multiple platforms.
yeah, I have a whole bunch of games I've purchased multiple times. I think I've purchased like Minecraft like 8 times.
Yeah. Games I bought on multiple platforms are Skyrim, Fallouts. I mean, but that's because the console ages out. And Mario's like I bought them for my Wii U, things like that.
The only ones that come to mind are me, Minecraft, Killer Queen Black, and there's another one, Hollow Knight.
Yeah. I bought the game inside on multiple platforms just to be able to do, I don't know, different playthroughs.
Yeah, so $29.99. That comes out when? June?
June 23rd, I think. Definitely June.
Very soon, about 2 months.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope there's online play too. Maybe I'll buy it for like a friend. I mean, I'm really trying to get a co-op situation going here. Like, video games are fun, but I'm getting like, I'll like pick up my head because I just play Animal Crossing in bed normally. I'm just comfortable there, hang out with my dog. It's nice. And I'll just like pick up my head and be like, whoa, how many hours have gone by, Tom Nook?
Like Robin Williams. What year is it?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you need, something just to make your brain go on cruise control.
Yeah, I wish my mother played Animal Crossing because every time I fucking pass by her, she gives me a new fucking nickname and it's annoying me.
What's the latest one?
She called me Grimace because I had purple sneakers on.
Your mom is savage.
Don't remind me. Low key, it's annoying.
She's roasting you. That's great. Mom roasts are the best, but they cut deep.
The thing is, I know that she's not roasting me like on her own volition. She's just fucking bored. So she's doing it to like pass the time at my expense.
I like that your mom is now giving you a hard time. That's fantastic.
Let's switch gears and give someone else a hard time. Let's talk about PAX West.
Yes. Oh my God. I am much disappointed in PAX because they tweeted they're going forward with PAX West, which is Labor Day, so September, early September. I was like, God damn it, PAX, shame on you.
We talked about this months ago, and I really honestly feel that PAX East should not have happened.
Yeah, it got right like in there as the door was shutting. It managed to, slip in, but
Listen, PAX East was February 27th to March 1st, 2020. Talking about the, current events or whatever. The first documented person to have, quote unquote, the virus was February 6th. So, obviously, they couldn't have known that, but I mean, listen, Sony pulled out of your conference for a reason. And initially, I was like, but now that we know everything, well, we know more than what we did before. They have clown makeup on their face because they still let that pressure from the mayor of Boston to make their event happen. So
I remember that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I mean, I was saying when this first started happening and the world started getting weird, I was like, man, I might have gone to the last PAX South, because I knew East was going forward.
yeah, I mean, September
Sports.
is a long time away, right?
It is.
But
my point is, sports are fucking canceled, right? Like the fact that money generator, this like entertainment monster, marketing, like licensed products monster is on pause around the world. So, hey, let's put nerd sports on pause too. It's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, sports can still happen just on a televised manner or whatever, no crowds or whatever. That's later. But it goes against, in my mind, it goes against like the spirit of these events where it's like community based. Most people go there just to meet up or whatever from people around the country and around the world. Just for like that,
it's
those 3 or 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So they look real fucking dumb talking about, oh, PAX West is still gonna happen. We don't know what's gonna happen.
It's the most dangerous thing you can do right now. Nevertheless, it's why sports is canceled, is because people gather. People can't gather right now. Like it's a really bad idea. And yeah, I can't believe they're going for it. I was rolling my eyes and just, hissing my tongue at churches that are still congregating. And then I don't know why I was so blindsided by this. I guess I thought they were smarter to not go forward with the biggest PAX, and it's the longest PAX. It happens for 4 days, so it draws the biggest crowd by far. Hey, I really feel bad saying this, but don't go to PAX. Just don't go.
Yeah, I would honestly even suggest don't go until there's a vaccine of some sort.
What's bad too is that conventions, these gaming conventions, already have a reputation. It's a little cheeky, but now it's very scary, where we joke about Pax Pox, Con Crud, Pax Plague. Those are very real things that happen. These like bugs you get that aren't the flu, that aren't the common cold. You just get like random bugs after like the week after a convention. Most people, have something they're trying to recover from, just because you come in contact with so much and so many people you don't normally do. So it's like, guys, the Pax Plague is this year COVID-19. It's not
Yeah.
so funny anymore.
Listen, I've been to conventions before, and I think 2011 New York Comic Con, that one put me on my fucking ass for like 4
Yeah.
days.
The reason you get sick too is because you're sleep deprived, you're not eating, like food is hard to come by, especially like if you try to eat a little healthier. It's all, tacos on the floor of the convention. Like, yeah, it's not the best. Of course you
Yeah.
get sick.
It's such a bad take to make this, to confirm that this is going on. I really honestly hope that people wake up and are like, hey, I'm not going this year. Deuces.
Well, my first thought, the reason I was disappointed is because of the chaos that was created after E3, GDC, just all these other conventions that have South by Southwest, like people trying to cancel travel because they've made arrangements like a year in advance. And then hotels, Airbnbs, just transportation arrangements, everything you need to survive big events like this when you're on the road. So that's why I think it's super irresponsible, because people are going to be buying plane tickets, making hotel arrangements. It's folly. It's, yeah, in so many ways. PAX, what the fuck?
Yeah, it just goes to show like the upper leadership of PAX, or I don't know if they have different leadership for PAX West, PAX East, etc. But it just shows that they lack creativity into putting on an event. There are still ways where you can make money on an online event.
Yep.
It's just laziness, to be honest.
You should be putting, you're absolutely right, all of your resources into moving this to a virtual space, 100%. It's most of PAX is virtual already. All the panels, the discussions that go, what they already stream, most of the content is there. It's amazing. It's hours and hours. So I'm like, why can't you find a creative way? And you should be putting your efforts into making that excellent, even better than you already do it. So,
right.
Yeah, it's what a waste, and it's so foolish.
Yeah, if BlizzCon goes all virtual this year, then PAX has a bunch of fucking egg on their face, because there's no excuse. BlizzCon is probably, besides San Diego Comic-Con, probably one of the biggest conventions of the year.
Yeah, very expensive too, but oh man.
But there's like, just sell a pass, you know what I mean? Sell a PAX West pass, get some cool swag that you can get, mail out some cool swag with the pass if you want to get like $100 or $150 pass. But there's no reason for this to happen. 2020 is canceled.
I've seen, even, I don't want to keep ranting about this, but just one more thing is, even brands that I like that normally don't have fan conventions are hosting fan conventions virtually, where you get exclusive items just like you would if you attended a convention in person. Like, that's why people go, is for the exclusives, where you get special pins, even a lanyard, even though that's, superfluous. But and then like a very nice tote, maybe a t-shirt. Like, I'm buying into these quote unquote online conventions anyway, because they're bringing the best things about cons, into a safe space, into your home only.
Yeah, it's very irresponsible and shows a lack of creativity on their end. And there's no excuse, because this is 5 months away, almost 4 months away.
Yep, plenty of time. How many vendors are you going to have? Like, how are brands gonna prep for this? Like they're already overloaded by making adjustments to just keeping business going, if it even is. Yeah, I don't know. I just slammed my hand on my desk. It just is strange.
Yeah. Also, do you think the world supply chain is gonna recover by the end of this time? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry that we're ranting about this, but do you think that people are gonna have thousands and thousands of dollars to
Mm-hmm.
go spend to go to your convention and pay for room and
Mm-hmm.
board and food and all the fucking overpriced Chinese made crap that you have on your fucking floor?
Yeah, I don't.
It's a oversight that they just look real fucking stupid.
It's like how, just the same example I have, like the only people that are gathering that I've read about are churches, because, well, at least in the South, they are allowed to stay open. Um, so, ugh, they're able to trace back these little mini outbreaks, these hot pockets that happen, because all these people will get it. They'll be like, "What do you have in common? Oh, you all go to the same church, or you all attended the same choir practice." I read about this outbreak that happened in Washington State just because people went to a choir practice in February, and I'm like, PAX, there might not be another PAX ever if you go forward with this, because how many cases are going to be traced back to who went to PAX over Labor Day in Washington?
Yeah, I think the risks are far greater if you put on a in-person event and shit goes south versus taking the safe play and doing it virtually.
I mean, nevertheless, flying, and not to mention traveling internationally, like, how are you going to get here? By like a freighter? I don't like, I don't know how you're going to fly around the world to attend this convention like you normally do, whether that's brands or people. Um, yeah,
They're gonna take
like
Jack
people,
Sparrow's ship.
some states are not allowing their residents to leave the state. Like, there's not people being arrested like at the border, but they're just saying part of the shelter in place order is don't leave the state. So it's just a public health concern. So I'm like, how are people going to enter the state of Washington?
I feel like we could do a COVID-19 only podcast and rant for about an hour.
Yeah, this has given us a chance to rant. Apologies if this ruined your day.
A little bit of a little bit of frustration, release with all that's going on.
It's just a concern about a community we care a lot about, whether that's, conventions, which were a big part of my life, a big part of my year, and then gaming.
Yeah,
It's
and it's also another point where the people that will suffer if something goes wrong at these places are not the people that are making these decisions, by the way.
correct.
That's what pisses me off about it. But
Or honestly, they probably will. It's so contagious. It's transmitted through the air, which everybody breathes. Everyone has to breathe air. And it doesn't discriminate.
right.
Everyone can get it. So whether you're rich, whether you're poor, no matter what your background, like, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think the need for more caution is that we don't really know what's going on or what's going to happen in 4 or 5 months. If it's going to have a second resurgence, or it has a resurgence in another part of the world that someone decides to travel from and come back here. Well, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
TV.
Yeah, let's talk about fun things now. Just a quick TV update. I'm still watching Westworld. Its last episode was much intense, but we're going to save that for another week because we got a lot more TV to talk about. I've also been still watching Killing Eve season 3.
You liking it?
Oh, yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still slogging through season 1. Not slogging, bad slogging. But it's just, I'm taking my time. I'm liking it.
Oh, that other show I was talking about, just a quick note, Outlander.
Mhm.
before like another week goes by. So I got up to episode 6, I was like, like it was narration heavy, but then just some of the story started to have threads that weren't connecting anywhere, in my opinion. I was like, maybe it's better in the book. But and then episode 9, I was like, okay, we're not gonna pay attention to the plot at all. We're just gonna enjoy this for what it is, which is like Game of Thrones. There's like, so much nudity, so much sex, and then, some historical stuff and some time travel. And I was just like, whoop, turn your brain off and take it for what it is. We've lost the plot. Oh, we found it again. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Are we diving in?
Yeah. So if you have been listening this long, thank you. You're still here. We appreciate you. If you haven't seen the show Devs, I recommend you tune out now. We recommend you watch it. It's excellent. It's on Hulu. And the first season just ended. So now it's bingeable.
Yes.
Do it. Binge it. And we're going to chat about it because we saw the finale.
Yes. Spoilers from this point on.
Thanks for listening.
Bye. Okay. Give them a couple of seconds to leave.
What are you still doing here? We warned you.
Let me take my notes out. Okay.
Yeah, Lou has the book report on this
do.
episode. Yeah, I just had general reactions and thoughts, and I, picked up on some of these themes, I guess, that finally paid off. But yeah, do you want to just give your general impression? Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought
Me too.
I thought it was smart.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it had like a futuristic vibe, but also like grounded in reality.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite part of the show is the concepts are so realistic. Like they're not far leaps in my opinion, and yet they're still mind-blowing.
There's some stretches, but you could believe them, because I mean, do you really know? But yeah, I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the casting. I enjoyed all the actors.
Mm-hmm.
Did a phenomenal job in their roles. I mean, even
And
characters like Kenton.
Yeah, I feel that for the whole season. Whether you like the characters or not, you were supposed to hate certain characters. Your feelings may have changed on certain characters, but they were all excellent, and not just for the finale. It was consistent excellence.
Yes.
For the whole season.
Yeah, this is an underrated show. We'll talk about whether or not it'll have a sequel later. I kind of want to go into like beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a season 2. Are you, or do you feel like it wrapped?
No season 2. Let it be. If bravo to Alex Garland, number 1. He did a phenomenal job writing and directing this. If you're going to continue, this, right? It cannot be the same story strain. It has to be something different.
New characters. Well, it will be because of new characters. Like maybe they could explore the Russian, plot line.
No, I want that to be done.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, it has to live in its own bubble. Like it can't. It has to be like a Black Mirror-esque type thing. Like it's different stories, but they kind of live in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
But, like the way this ended, I just wanted for me it wrapped like bow and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, like the future of devs. We found out what that is. And then I'm like the big part of the show were the twists too. So we, all the twists unwound at the end and we got a conclusion. I was satisfied with it. Were you satisfied with the ending?
Yeah. Very much so. I thought it was a very simple ending, but it got where every character went where I expected them to, but in such a different way.
Yeah.
Like it's an ending, but it's not really an ending.
but it was satisfying as
Yes.
a true ending would. Yeah, I really like that. I was like, thank you, Alex Garland, for that gift.
Okay, so let's start in the beginning, right? We left
Okay.
off where Lily gets into Devs, right?
Yeah, she just walks in the door. They let her in,
Yeah. So
almost leading her.
in the beginning, Stuart says a passage, or he's saying lines from a passage. It's actually from a poem. Um, I have
I
the poem
couldn't find
here.
it this week. Oh,
I
you
have
have
it.
it. Great.
Yes. So the poem is by W.B. Yeats. Yeats? Yeats? I'll say
I think it's
Yeats.
Yates. Yeah, well, whatever you think. I don't know.
So the poem is called The Second Coming.
Oh,
And this
okay.
is the poem. Turning and turning in the winding gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. The second coming, hardly are those words out, when a vast image of a spiritus mundi troubles my sight somewhere in sands of the desert, a shape with lion body and the head of a man. A gaze blank and pitiless as the sun is moving its slow thighs by all about it. Real shadows of the indignant desert birds. The darkness drops again, but now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to a nightmare by a rocking cradle. And what a rough beast, its hour came round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born. And that's the poem.
Wow.
So, yeah. So they only took a few lines from this. They took the falconer part and they kind of skipped the beginning. I kind of glad they kind of did that because it's kind of a lengthy poem, but it's profound. And we'll get into that later. Um, okay, so this what happens next? Well, shout out to the devs building for having the illest RGB show like ever. It's like yellow and blinking. I don't think I've ever seen it like that.
Yeah, and then we saw so many colors when they were doing their experiment, like when they'd flash on each person's face. Do you remember that at the beginning of one of the episodes?
Yeah.
And they also flashed on the rat. And it would change, it would be shown in different colors of light.
So we finally get to the final. I call this part the final standoff. Between Lily and Forrest. And like, how did you feel? Like, what was the vibe for you on this whole exchange? I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I want
It
to
was
say one
interesting.
thing. I want to say one thing. If you pay attention to Forrest from the very beginning of the show until the very end, why
Mhm.
does he look groomed? Like he's prepared for this.
Yeah, he like combed his hair. He's waiting in the chamber. I noticed that too.
Yeah. And then he had a shit-eating grin when he said one part. I forget what part it was.
He was so smug. Like, yeah, it was annoying how smug he was.
So basically, Forrest has seen this part over and over, and he's basically giving Lily the birds and the bees, right? And he says something that I thought was interesting. He said, "I can't take what you never had."
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah, like is that do you consider that a god complex?
Yeah, she was like, "You took everything from me," which is true. Like they're even gonna take her life. Like, yeah, they single-handedly caused all this. They're like, it was predestined. Like, no. So it's like a Chernobyl situation, where you built this thing that was doomed to fail and cause, a terribly catastrophic event.
Yeah. Um, this is where it kind of crossed into reality for me. Forrest mentioned something called big data, and how if you own the big data, you know everything about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he's talking about the dev system, but that applies to real life too, because people sell your information, and there's something called determinism, which you could
Mm-hmm.
basically, I think you could basically roll that into like machine learning, like AI, right?
Yeah. Algorithms can learn.
So that's where it, like, kind of crossed into like real life or whatever. Obviously, this is a story, and I don't believe that someone can view like me right now speaking, but I thought that was interesting.
Um, I think it's applicable. Like it's a good metaphor for like the big data. How if you know one thing, then you know everything.
Right.
Um, because of the relationship of how of individual, I don't know, packets of data. And then they made that point with the quantum particles. You remember that? Like they were like, if you know the properties of one, then you thus know all properties because it's sharing space. And so how they were able um, to extend that visualization just from the dead rat into like beyond the room.
Right.
So I think that was a metaphor for it too. Like,
There's a lot of
uh,
metaphors.
and what big data can build too, which is it gives these individual men so much power so fast, like Forrest.
Yeah.
They become gods.
He was obviously bad shit, right?
Yeah, from the beginning, because he witnessed the death of his wife and daughter, which we find out he caused. Right? They're like,
It was his fault.
there's
Yeah.
yeah, because she was like, I want to hang up, and he wouldn't let her hang up. And ironically, he was using a hands-free device, and she was not, and she was the one driving.
Yeah. So I thought that the dialogue in this scene, this whole scene, was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel the same way, or?
Yeah, yeah, I loved it. Whether we were being shown the, the prediction, the future dialogue, or we were living it in the moment. I thought it would be boring and repetitive, but it worked.
Yeah. Uh, so Forrest basically calls out Lily has a gun, and calls her on her bullshit. Basically, like, I know everything that's gonna happen. I know that Kenton killed Jamie. So then, she knows it's real, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then he shows her. Lily asks Forrest to show her what happens, right? Now, this is what threw me off. Okay, because okay, have you ever had like a display capture, and you put the, like, on OBS or something like that? You put the display on the thing you're capturing, and it's like this never-ending like mirror.
Mm, yeah,
So
it's
wouldn't
very funny when you do it accidentally.
yeah? So wouldn't that moment in time be a mirror almost?
Hmm.
Or like,
Yeah,
would
you're
that
right.
have any implications? Because obviously that's like some, like, out of fucking body experience, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe because it has the capacity to show multiple universes, like different versions of the same thing, but maybe they have it set to just do it once. I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, Linden's principle says that um one person has infinite paths, right? So it might not be your, like, so okay, so for example, uh I don't know, like me tomorrow or something like that. One version of me will go to the store, one version of me will sleep in, and there's an
Mm.
infinite amount of like possibilities, right?
Yeah, and we feel, in this reality, we believe that's based on individual liberties and thus personal decisions that you make. And those cause, diversions where, my opinion from like watching other shows is that as you come to those forks in the road, you will choose every fork. And so with every decision, new versions of you are created. Like, because all possibilities can occur.
Yeah. So she sees what happens. And she shoots Forrest in the head.
Yeah. She walks out on that same golden elevator. She tries to exit with Forrest. Where were they going? What was the point of that? I don't know.
I think her whole point was she was going to execute him regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she brought a gun.
She was going to, Forrest was going to die. No matter what. But, yeah, so they fall in the elevator and yeah. So then I guess what would you call the next sequence of that? You would call that
Well,
reality?
something I caught is just something that was interesting to me. Because again, all season long, I've been mentioning these like resurrection metaphors I see just because they're biblical and they're religious. And sure enough, in the first elevator ride, the like horizontal elevator, we see this scene twice, once predicted and then once what supposedly actually happens. And so the first time, Lily turns to Forrest and says, before they make it to the end, you know the problem with messiahs, because that's what Forrest is calling himself, a messiah, this like savior. And he looks at her very smug and says, they resurrect. And then the second time in the Deus Ex Machina, she says, what's the problem with messiahs? And he's like, they resurrect. And she says, no, they're false prophets. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And fun fact, the actress that played Lily was in Deus Ex Machina. Well,
Oh, sweet. Alex Garland's his
yeah,
movie.
she was one of the androids, which I didn't notice.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, so she throws the gun on the second, I guess you would call it reality,
Right.
loop.
She makes a decision.
Yeah, she does something we'll talk about in a second, but they still die.
Yeah, because the first time the glass breaks from the gunshot, but then the second time, because I guess she's going to live and make it to the end, Stuart, the poet, on the other side, just doing his poetry, disables the magnetic field and the elevator drops.
I think their death was predetermined. I think the elevator dropping was always going to happen regardless of if she shot him or not.
Mm-hmm.
And they die. You know why they die, right?
Because there's no air. It's a vacuum.
No, it's electromagnetic. It's like radioactive or some shit. So they they fry from the inside. From what
They die a horrible death. Yikes.
yeah, it's almost like suffocating. I guess like we're both right, but
Yeah, I thought it's because they were in a vacuum. There was no air.
yeah, because that wasn't a big fall. That's like what, 2 stories maybe. I
Yeah.
don't think you die from a 2-story fall in an elevator.
Yeah. Especially with the bottom of the elevator taking a lot of the impact.
Something I thought was interesting. When you see them basically dying in front, on the floor, Forrest is covered in red light and Lily's covered in yellow light, and she
Yeah.
kind of like, Jesus lays out like she's on the cross.
Yeah, I forgot about that. She like spreads her arms. She does look like Jesus.
Yeah, and we know why she kills Forrest. She tells us, uh, for Jamie, it's not for Sergey.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought is like, I guess I thought that was like profound or something like that. Like fuck Sergey at this point.
Yeah, because he lied to her. And yeah, well then at the end we see why she feels the way about Sergei.
Yeah. Uh. So I guess this is a. I guess this whole situation is a like a catch-22, right?
Mm-hmm.
The big secret is that Devs is not actually Devs. Uh, the show is called Deus. The V is
Yep.
Roman numeral. It's in Roman, so it's Deus, which means God. Which I wish I had the foresight to see because it makes a lot of sense why they were looking at Jesus Christ on the cross.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the theme of gods and resurection
yeah,
is
and the
so heavy.
halos and stuff like that. They laid it on thick, and they you know the theory of Chekhov's gun, right?
Yeah, if you present a gun, then it it will be used later.
Yeah. So Stewart was the Chekhov's gun because I rewatched the show like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And Stewart still when she's about to shoot Forrest in the first, I guess, vision, uh, he still reaches for the uh terminal thing, and that's
Yeah.
why it goes down. I don't think it goes down because of a vacuum seal. You pointed out that it doesn't look like it breaks.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that the glass does fracture, but it didn't break. And I noticed that on the second watching. I only watched it twice. I was like, no matter what, Stewart dropped the elevator.
Yeah. So he was the Chekhov's gun, which
And then
that's genius.
Lily was the Deus ex machina.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah. She basically is like if you still like keep it within the realm of God or whatever, um you could harken back to Adam and Eve and the sin of disobedience, like the first act of disobedience, which was eating
Mm-hmm.
the apple.
Mm-hmm.
Her throwing the gun was her first act of disobedience, and I think Caitlin said that
Katie.
Katie. I have this horrible thing where I call people by their like full name, full first name. It's bad. Uh,
Proceed, Lewis.
okay, you went too far. Just a little bit too far. Okay. um, yeah. So she says that basically I'm gonna close my notebook. Basically, she says that her act of defiance to prove that Forrest was not a messiah or not a god, she in turn became one herself because she broke the loop. She broke.
Mm.
Could you assume that since she threw the gun and defied the system that they cannot look in the future anymore?
I think so because they said that. They said there's an event that occurs. We don't know what it is. It just involves you, Lily, where the system no longer works. We just get static. And yeah, I really like that a lot. And just the concept of a Deus ex machina, which Lily is because I was like, oh, it's a moment of chance that occurs, but it's an unexpected power or event saving a seemingly hopeless situation. So yeah, Lily throwing the gun and not doing what was predicted, like really flagrantly, was really interesting to me. And she did become a god because we see the ending, where she is godlike. She's omnipotent. She's all knowing.
She knows everything. So basically, what happens? Katie takes, I guess, their consciousness, right?
They're in the system. Yeah.
Yeah, she takes the data from their death and puts them both in the system. But this is a catch-22 because they're still using Lyndon's principle. So Lyndon's principle means that if you put Forrest inside of the machine, there's going to be instances of Forrest that are still going to be like the Forrest that we saw, miserable, doesn't have his daughter, doesn't have his wife. There's still going to
Yeah.
be instances of Lily that Jamie's going to be dead, right? But
Right.
that doesn't really make any sense because if she wakes up right before everything happened, is she going to go through the same loop, or does everybody have that sense of consciousness? Because they were having the same conversation, right? And
Mm-hmm.
those different, I mean, they it was the same thing, but they tried to differentiate it by having a different time of day, and different like wind, different like weather situations to try to like differentiate the thing. And I think the best outcome was when she was wearing white. They looked like they were in heaven or so.
Yeah, in Elysium. Yeah.
Um, I love this ending.
Yeah, I liked it too, even though, it's a bit of a brain bender, like how your consciousness can exist in a simulation. And there's multiple versions of that. Like, that was a big point. He was like, just enjoy it. You're in a good one. Like, at least you're not dead, or at least you're in this version where, yeah, like you said, Jamie lives. She realizes this is a simulation because she demands to see Sergei's phone, and that secret Russian app is on there because she remembers that. So interesting.
Yeah, and I think the final thing that we get is the senator, uh, knowing that Forrest is inside of the
Mm-hmm.
Deus system, and
Yeah.
I guess they're kind of like cheeky, like nudge nudge. She's gonna try to use it for bad stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
who knows?
Katie's like, all I ask is that you keep it on
Right.
so that Forrest can exist and he can be with his family.
Which I
What I
thought was
love,
profound, right?
yeah, she was really happy.
I think she loved him,
Yeah.
and she would allow him to basically kill himself.
She'd help him. I love that moment where after we see Forrest and Lily die, and then all we see is just a close up of Forrest's face, but he's like tiny particles, like pixels. And he's like, it's like he's coming back from the dead in his consciousness, like he's remembering what happened. And then he's trying to figure out where he is. He's just in this white space. And we realize he's on screen eventually because Katie's talking to him. But man, I loved when they were quote unquote like rebooting him, like uploading him, because there were a couple, like he rebooted a few times, and I just thought it was cool. It was the best of Nick Offerman.
I agree. I agree. I thought, yeah, kudos to everybody who was involved with the show, all the actors. I thought it was a phenomenal show. To answer your question, they should leave this at season one. Wrap it up. I don't think Alex Garland is the type to do a sequel, because Ex Machina, he hasn't done anything with that. People have been clamoring for a sequel for that one.
Yeah,
That's been out for 6 years, but yeah, 10 out of 10 for the show.
definitely. I loved it, and there was nothing funny about it. Normally, I go for comedies, like more lighthearted things that aren't dark and heavy. But man, this was profound. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I did too. I think
So
that's
what's
it.
next?
I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean,
What do you want to do? I guess the only option would be Westworld for a couple of weeks.
mm-hmm.
How many episodes are in Westworld? 8? 10?
Yeah, I just watched episode 6. I don't know.
Hmm. Let's see. I believe it's only 10 episodes per.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. Season 3 only has 8.
Okay. Yeah, I was like 10. No, it should end at 8. We should be wrapping this up real soon.
Yeah. So if you're still here, if you have any TV suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, please let us know. I mean, there's lots of TV out there. Maybe we don't talk about one thing unless we find, like devs, we find something we're really hooked on. But yeah, give us your suggestions, please. I love animated stuff too, so we could watch some sort of, whether it's anime or not, but all suggestions welcome.
I'm down for anime. Down for whatever. As long as I dig it.
I need to watch the Studio Ghibli.
What?
I don't. Okay, I don't know how to say that word. I'm sorry. I've never actually said it out loud. But the like Totoro films,
Okay.
and like Spirited Away.
Yeah.
You've probably seen. I'll send you the links. But yeah, should we watch those? I need to watch those.
Yeah, we'll discuss it. We'll have it. We'll have something for next week. We need to have something. There's no video games going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was it. That's a wrap on devs.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.